Hey everybody, today is Wednesday, May 13th. Today we're going to be building on our current understanding of consent. We're going to start with a do now. So on your handout, U6C6, you are going to start by answering what is one example or one way to ask for consent. Here I have my example. One example is it okay with you if we hold hands? So you're going to write your own. Here are some additional sentence frames, but pick one way to ask for consent. Pause this video now if you would like. Okay, so I want to start by reviewing that consent is an agreement between two people to engage in any sexual activity. Consent's about communication, and it's really important when establishing boundaries. Consent means that someone explicitly agrees to a physical activity. Today, we're going to focus on what does it mean if there's no explicit consent. So someone's not actively saying that something is okay. So we've all seen this. We've all seen people in our family, our friends, where people make comments, gestures, or actions to show that they're interested in someone. So, how do we know if this is flirting or if it's sexual harassment or even if it's something more serious? So, today we're going to start by taking some notes and then we're going to look at some different scenarios. First, we're going to talk about flirting. So, on your paper, make sure that you follow along and fill in the blanks. Flirting is sexual, playful behavior that is wanted and feels good. It is mutual or shared and does not feel threatening. Both people feel happy. So, the key thing about flirting is that it's a two-way interaction. Both people like it, and it builds their relationship or builds intimacy between them. So you might be thinking, how is this different than harassment? So before we move on to harassment, make sure that you've filled in the blanks and pause the video now if you need to. Okay, sexual harassment is different than flirting. This behavior is unwanted. One of the people in this scenario, in sexual harassment, does not want the behavior to be happening. So, sexual harassment means to tease, bother, or annoy someone in a sexual way. The unwanted sexual behavior can be verbal, written, or physical. But the key word here is unwanted. Unwanted. So, we're going to watch a quick video. As we watch, make sure that you've filled in the blanks on your paper.
Hello? It's you again. Gosh, this is the third time today. No, I don't. Sexual harassment is a type of bullying intended to hurt or intimidate someone. It can include making sexual jokes, comments, or gestures to or about someone, spreading sexual rumors in person, by text, or online, writing sexual messages about people on bathroom stalls or in other public places, showing someone inappropriate sexual pictures or videos, touching, grabbing, or pinching someone in a deliberately sexual way, asking someone to send you naked pictures of herself or himself, pulling at someone's clothing, and brushing up against someone in a purposefully sexual way. If you are being harassed, don't blame yourself. The idea that someone was asking for it because of something they did, said, or were wearing is false and unacceptable. It often can be helpful to start by telling the person doing the harassing to stop. Let him or her know that this behavior is not okay with you. If that doesn't stop the harassment, don't just ignore the behavior. Usually, ignoring it won't make it stop. Instead, tell a trusted adult about it. Telling someone sooner leads to faster results. You should keep a record of the events that have happened. That way you'll have them if your school or family has to take legal action. Remember, no one has the right to sexually harass or bully anyone else, no matter what. Until next time, don't forget to visit me at
Okay, so make sure you filled in the blanks. The next term we're going to talk about is sexual assault. So, this is really different from sexual harassment and flirting for a couple of reasons. Sexual assault is the use of force, coercion, or power to make a person engage in sexual activity without their consent. So, again, sexual assault is different from flirting and harassment because it is actively forcing someone to engage in sex with you. So, here are some examples that could be attempted rape, unwanted sexual touching, forcing a victim to perform sexual acts, so like oral sex or penetration, and whoops, can't see the last one here. And penetration of the victim's body, also known as rape. So, sexual assault is very serious and very illegal. So, we're going to watch a quick video on sexual assault. Again, while we watch, make sure that you filled the blanks in on your paper.
Hey Barb, what's up? I've never seen you this sad on Nugget Day. I don't care about stupid nuggets or stupid dipping sauces.
But there's 3 flavors. 3 flavors.
It's just Mr. Squall asked me to stay after school for the 3rd time this week, and sometimes he gets a little too close.
Squirrely Squall? That guy's a total perv.
Wait, are you saying that Mr. Squall, are you worried he might sexually assault you? Sarah! Shh!
Can't we talk about dipping sauces?
I know it's uncomfortable to talk about this stuff, but it's really important. My sister's a social worker, and she told me all about sexual assault. Basically, sexual assault is when someone does something sexual to another person without getting their permission first. That can include anything from touching someone's genitals, breast, or butt, inserting something into any of their body parts, or showing them something sexual when they haven't given their explicit consent.
Explicit consent?
Explicit consent is a clear, voluntary agreement to do something, in this case, something sexual. A shrug or silence doesn't count, and you can't give consent if you're feeling threatened or if you're drunk or high. If you consent to one thing, it doesn't mean you consent to everything, and you can take it back at any time you change your mind. Okay, but what do I do about Mr. Squall? If he assaults you in any way, first remember that it's not your fault. No matter who you were with, how you were dressed, or what you were doing, you have nothing to feel guilty about, period. If anyone ever rapes you or hurts you in any way, get to a hospital fast. Tell them what happened, and they can help you take the steps to prevent illness or pregnancy and get you to the additional support you'll need. Most importantly, you should tell someone you trust, like your mom or a school counselor. You can tell them face to face, over text, on the phone, or however you're most comfortable. Talking to us was a good start. Ugh, I'm freaking out.
Me too.
It's normal to feel weird or scared about speaking up, especially if you know the abuser. But it's brave to talk about sexual assault or any unwanted sexual behavior that makes you feel uncomfortable. You'll be protecting yourself and other people too. Thanks, Sarah. I think I better go talk to the counselor.
We're here for you, Barb, no matter what. Here, take one of my dipping sauces. Just not the Szechuan.
Okay, so we've now gone over 3 different words. We've been over flirting, right here, sexual harassment, and sexual assault. So there are some things that are in common between sexual harassment and sexual assault, but they are both very different from flirting. So you might be thinking, how do you know when it's one or the other? So what we're going to do in today's lesson is you're going to read through 6 different scenarios. And on your handout, you're going to answer, what do you think it is? Is it flirting? So consensual, 2 people, they both enjoy it. Is it sexual harassment? So is it one person bullying someone in a sexual way? Or is it sexual assault? So explicit sexual activity without consent. And then how do you know? How do you know which one the scenario is? So there is an attachment on this assignment that's got all these scenarios on it. You're going to open up these scenarios. You're going to read the scenario, and then you're going to answer, what do you think it is and why? If you've got questions, please text me call me, text your friend, call your friend, and I will see you all tomorrow. That is it for this lesson. And remember to turn in your assignment on Google Classroom when you're done. Thank you. Bye.